I'm sorry for all the rain noise. It's pouring down rain outside right now, but it's pretty decent here in the greenhouse. It'll be more decent now that I've closed that roof vent. It'll allow it to warm up just a little bit in here. I normally try to leave that open or cracked so that it doesn't get so scorching hot in here, but we're supposed to get 4 inches of rain over the next 48 hours, so don't think that's going to be an issue. We've been really busy. Our guys got back from Mexico safe and sound, so we are ready to get some stuff knocked out. And as you can see, we finally got our big greenhouse into production. We've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 hanging baskets in here, and they've started to take off. Most of these should have been transplanted earlier than they were, because we would like to have them trailing by now. But you can see, well, actually this one's not bad. It's just behind. Needs another couple of weeks to really bush up and start running. The ones in our what we've started calling greenhouse number 1, the one that you normally see me working in, which is over at our store, it is the petunias in it were planted in the pots much earlier, so they are starting to trail. They're probably going to be beautiful by next weekend. They're already hanging over the sides of the basket, so they may not be just a big ball of blooms by next weekend, but they'll be definitely ready to sell. These are further behind. It's good to not have everything ready all at one time. These are coming along pretty good. These were planted last weekend, so they've really jumped. It's going to be a while on these. This is a variety of petunia called Dreams, and it's kind of like moon and stars. The petunias are similar color to these Easy Waves, but they've got white specks all over them. We have got, I'm not exactly sure how many is over here, several thousand tomatoes, eggplant, peppers. We just ran out of room over in number 1. We were way out of room last year, and finally we've got a place to expand to. So one of these days we're going to get number 3 done, but we're going to have to get caught up on some other things first. Got a bunch of petunias in 1801s, which is that's just what we call that's the size of the insert. So you can see there's 18 packs, or 18 cups in a single pack. 12 of them, or 18 of them in a tray. Bunch more petunias and calibrachoa here. We've got some dragon wing begonias coming along, and if you remember, if you've been following along the channel very long, last fall me and the guys went and took down a greenhouse, and that is greenhouse number 3 that is built now. But one of the things we got with that greenhouse was these hydroponic lettuce tables, and we are fixing to try to get these in production. I wanted to have it done before now, but we're just now getting this greenhouse ready and getting these tables in here. So I thought I'd make a little video about getting these tables ready to grow lettuce. And I'm gonna probably not do a whole lot more talking because I'm tired of yelling over this rain, and just set y'all up here. So I'm just using leftover greenhouse plastic from covering this one and covering that one, but I think this one's big enough. It stopped raining for just a minute, so it doesn't sound like a freight train's driving through here. For hydroponic lettuce, you want to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 parts per million nitrogen. And I'm doing a little experiment here. I've got some master blend fertilizer at home. It's what I used to use for hydroponic tomatoes and also for hydroponic lettuce. I got it. I got the recipe from MHP Gardener here on YouTube. That's a pretty awesome channel. If you've never watched his videos, he hadn't made many videos in several years, but you could spend days watching his videos, the ones that he used to make. He used to put out one about every week, and he did that for many years. Had a pretty big channel. I'm not sure really why he quit, but I've got a recipe that I got from him. He's kind of where I learned a little bit about doing this hydroponic stuff. And I've got some master blend fertilizer that you have to take it and mix it with calcium nitrate and Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate to come up with your hydroponic solution. Well, I don't have enough plants currently to fill up all these beds, but we're going to start off with 2 beds, and I'm going to do a little experiment. I've got my fertilizer injector down there. Coincidentally, we run 200 parts per million continuous feed on all of our flowers. So the water coming out of this hose right here, coming from the chemicalizer on that end, is 200 parts per million of triple 20 plus micros. It's a greenhouse grade fertilizer. And if I can run that triple 20 just straight out of the chemicalizer into these lettuce beds to fill them back up, not only is it going to save me time, but it's going to save me a little bit of money, a little bit of aggravation, because that master blend hydroponic fertilizer, I have to order it off the internet. This triple 20 I can buy at my chemical dealer. It's readily available. Always got it on hand. So I'm going to mix up a table with the master blend, the whole works, and then I'm going to use just a table of straight hose water with 200 parts per million triple 20, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison and see how the lettuce does in one versus the other, and then we'll kind of get a feel for if we can get by the easy way or if we're going to have to go the harder way. Not a huge deal, but it sure would be one less thing to keep up with. You got to get these tables fairly level. They ain't got to be perfectly level, because this is not a cracky method. The lettuce that I've done in the past was done using the cracky method. You can look online if you want to learn more about that, but basically it's not a floating raft. This is a floating raft system. You can see the styrofoam fits inside the table. With the cracky method, you have to have your tables perfectly level, and you run the water up to where it's about 3/4 of an inch from the top, and your styrofoam sits on top of the table. And the net cup, you just want to just barely touch the water, and as it grows, it pulls the water level down and exposes the roots. So the roots require oxygen to live, for a plant to live. That's the reason. If it wasn't for that, we'd just grow everything in a pond. Save a lot of trouble. But roots require oxygen. So technically, with a floating raft system, you've got to have an aerator putting oxygen into the water. But my buddy that I bought this greenhouse and these tables from said that he had an air pump went out and it didn't give him any problems, so he stopped using them altogether, and it just kept growing, didn't have problems. I think the reason that worked for him is because of this styrofoam. It's 2 inches thick. Normally most people use inch thick styrofoam, so your cups would be getting pretty well saturated all the time. But with these, the net cups, the 2-inch net cups, barely reach the bottom of the styrofoam, and I think that allows enough root to be above water to get the oxygen that the plant needs. It's the only thing I can come up with. Hopefully it's gonna work, because we ain't got no power over here. So we're gonna try it. Worst case scenario, we will level these tables perfectly and put some rods or something across the top of the table to suspend the styrofoam and go with the Kratky method. But I think this is going to work out. It was working out for him. So anyway, that's kind of the rundown of what we got going here. I got some old greenhouse batting tape, kind of nasty looking, for spinning the shed, but I'm not going to use this stuff on a greenhouse. I do not recommend it, but for what we're doing here, it's going to work great, because all I got to do is just staple this plastic around the edges to keep it from falling in and draining the tank. I think this will work pretty good for that. It doesn't work great for stapling plastic on greenhouses. Been there and done that. You want to put your water in your table before you staple your plastic. If not, you'll rip your plastic and have problems. All right, got one done, only 5 to go. Unfortunately, we got the rafts to go with this thing, because if you were to go buy this foam board now, I don't know if it's came down here or not, it was about 50 bucks a sheet. So thankful we got this stuff already. Well, the deluge has stopped for just a moment, so I thought I'd bring you over here and show you what we got going on in number 1. It's a little chaotic in here, so just kind of overlook the mess. We've got to get it straightened up this week and get ready to open up next week or next weekend. But we have got about 2,500-ish marigolds, and you can see all of them's got a bud on them. Perfect timing on those. It's not often that I get to say that we have perfect timing on something, but we did on those. We've got these grow bags full of petunias that are really starting to look nice. Probably gonna, by next weekend, you shouldn't be able to see the bag anymore. That's the goal. These petunia baskets that I was talking about over in the other greenhouse are looking really nice, really full. Pruned some of them this morning. This is a really unique petunia that I think is going to be really popular. It's Ray Black is the variety. Really pretty. Something you don't see every day is a black flower. And we've got tons of different mixes and all kinds of colors. This is yellow, red, and black. I tried to do some, I think our school colors are over here. Tried to do some college colors. Like right here is my favorite, NC State. red and white. We've got somewhere, and I'm not sure where, right here. No, that's not them. Somewhere we've got some ECU flowers that are yellow and purple. And there was another one, but I can't remember. We've got so many, and they're so spread out. This is a pretty color, I think. It's not what I had in mind when we planted them. It was supposed to be Davie County High School. It was going to be orange and black, but we actually ended up finding another more orange flower, and we've got some of those coming along that look really nice. Oh, here's no. I don't know. We've got an interesting mix. Some of the flowers we got, or petunias we got, were mislabeled from the nursery where we buy our plugs from. So that's going to make for some interesting combinations. I'm sure stuff that doesn't turn out quite like what we had in mind, like right here. Pretty sure we didn't plan on a red, white, and purple combo because we didn't do any tri-mixes at all. So it's okay. I think they're still going to be pretty. We got a bunch of the Dreams. No, that's not Dreams. That's Daddy Mix petunia. So those will be all different colors. Got a bunch of petunias in planters, and then we've got some bigger planters down here that are coming along, like a mixed planter. Starting to come along pretty nice. We really need some hot sunshine weather that'll really get this stuff going. But right now we're kind of having to not give it a whole lot of water because we don't want to kill everything with this overcast weather we've been having. Gerbera daisies, we did not time those very well. I think they're going to be ready by Mother's Day with a bloom on them, but they are far from ready now. Down here we've got our more hanging bags. These are all Calibrachoa here, and some black petunias. This greenhouse, I don't know, we're about to get out of the woods on it, but we've got some petunias that have some iron deficiency, and it was brought on by more than likely overwatering. But you can see right here, that's iron deficiency, just basically drowning them out. So we've got 2 chemalizers in this greenhouse, and one of them I'm running a chemical or fertilizer called Iron Man, and then we're running our standard, I believe this has got Cal Mag. It's like a 16-316. We've got some more petunia, or we got some more tomatoes that are coming along, ready to be transplanted here in another week or so. Got all of our field tomatoes up through here. These are the ones in that last video. If you were questioning my method of bending those tomatoes around, planting them kind of funky, this is what they look like after they've gotten established. So you can see that planting them like that doesn't hurt them one bit. Still got some cold crops. Probably going to set these in our fields next week. Bunch of selling tomatoes. Our field peppers that are pretty well ready to go in. Got some red rooster grass. Some bigger tomatoes that we're fixing to set in the field as soon as the frost the next couple nights passes. Salvia. Got some lantana. Yeah, several different colors of lantana, salvia. These are ornamental sweet potatoes. These are sun patience. I believe Solarscape is the variety. We've got several different colors of those. Oh, I didn't mention our bag tomatoes. We've had some people stop in already wanting to buy some stuff, and I've been told we're way too cheap on these. I don't know, but I don't think we're going to change them. We've got these tomatoes here that probably will have blooms on them very soon. These suckers are ready to go. These were really popular last year. We grew them for us, and we had a ton of people come along wanting to buy them, so we started growing a bunch to sell. So really pretty big beef tomatoes. Over here, yeah, let me talk about this. So this is zucchini, yellow straight neck. I believe there's a bunch of cucumbers in the back. Here's some watermelon, cantaloupes. The reason that they're covered up is they just got seeded yesterday, and we've had some major problems in the past with mice coming in at night and digging up. I mean, they could destroy half these flats in one night. And the problem, not only do you lose the cucurbits that you planted, but they will take them and bury them in petunia baskets and tomato baskets and just all kinds of random places throughout the greenhouse. So then you basically have weeds coming up in your other flowers. So my solution is the only one that I've been able to come up with, and we'll see how it goes, but you have to keep a close check on them. But we just covered them up with plywood. Normally I would uncover them during the day to let sun shine on them, but today it's so cloudy, nasty, that I just left them covered. But that's what that's all about. That's mouse deterrent. Over here we've got our dragon wing begonias that are looking really nice. Bunch of different colors of them. Got some calibrachoa that's still waiting on another load of hanging baskets to come in so that we can get some more of these planted. We've got a bunch of 4-inch cups of petunias. Got some verbena that's not looking all that hot. It didn't look good when it came from the nursery. Used a different nursery for some of our stuff this year. Probably not going to do that again. Bunch more petunias, or tomatoes, I'm sorry. And Eden, my youngest son's zinnias that he plants for cut flowers, and he's also got some that he's going to sell by the 6-pack this year. Some more tomatoes coming along in bigger pots. Celosia, more marigolds, more tomatoes. So between the two greenhouses, we have got a lot going on. We just seeded about 50 more flats this morning of cucurbits for us to go in the field. Try to get a jump on some things. And yeah, totally forgot why I came over here. Came over here to get the lettuce. Let's grab this lettuce and we'll go get it in some net cups and drop it in that table. Don't have enough, but we're gonna plant what we've got. This is a little bit past its prime. I think this is all butter crunch. Actually, there's one red sales. This should have been planted a long time ago. It's been under the grow light in my basement for quite some time. But we'll go get it in the cups and it should be much happier. Got my Chinese net cups here. They just barely touch the water. That's perfect. I want so bad to not support China in any way, but you just, I don't know. I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with paying twice the price for these if I could find them made in America, but you just can't. There's so many things that you just can't find American made. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. I guess I could Google American-made hydroponic supplies. These are our lettuce that's grown in rock wool. Had a partial flat of broccoli sitting there, so I thought just for gets and jiggles, we're gonna, really don't know how they'll do, but we're gonna try it and see. I like experimenting. You just about can't plant broccoli too tight together, so it should work out pretty good. And now we'll start breaking these little rock wool cubes apart. From here on, we're gonna just use potting soil, pack these in with potting soil, and grow our lettuce straight in them. Because these rock wool cubes work great, but daggone they're expensive. And that's pretty much all you got to do with this type of system here. You just kind of set it and forget it. Being here in the greenhouse, there's really not a lot of disease and insect pressure. I actually really enjoy growing hydroponic lettuce. I don't really know why we got away from it. I guess we got too busy doing other things. But that's the gist of it. You see how it works, and I'll keep y'all updated on the progress of all this stuff as we go along. And I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.